Hello and welcome to tutorial 6 of the Changing Tides blanket crochet along. I'm Eleonora, the designer behind Coastal Crochet, and all the details and instructions for this crochet along can be found over on my blog. The links are in the description below. So this tutorial is to accompany week 10 and it's 7 rounds in total that we're doing, which are made up of this wavy shell stitch. So as you can see, it is literally a combination of a sort of a wave stitch plus the shells. Really lovely combination, and I've been doing this in 3 colours, so obviously if you're not following the same colours as me, it's quite nice to do these 7 rounds in 3 colours. So this is rounds 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and then 60 and 61 are in the same colour at the end. So 7 rounds in total. I think it gives a lovely effect, and I don't think that a seaside blanket is quite complete without some waves and some shells. So to have a stitch that combines both the waves and the shells is really quite lovely. So I will show you how to do it. At the start of round 55, we make sure that the right side of the blanket is facing us, and we join yarn A into any corner chain space. And yarn A for me was the light blue colour. And we make 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, and that counts as our first treble stitch. That's a US double crochet. Remember, I use UK crochet terminology. And we work 3 treble into the same corner chain space. 1, 2, 3. So with our starting 3 chain and the 3 treble, we now have 4 treble stitches, 4 US double crochet into that corner chain space. And now if you look at the instructions, it says to miss 3 stitches and then do 1 double crochet, that's a US single crochet, in the next 4 stitches. And our previous round, round 54, was a round of ordinary treble stitches, US double crochet, so it's quite easy to see the stitches on this next round. So we miss 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then we work 1 double crochet, US single crochet, in the next 4 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we make our first shell. And to do this, it's very simple. We miss 3 stitches, so 1, 2, 3, miss 3 stitches, and then we're working 7 treble all into that next stitch. So miss 1, 2, 3 stitches, 7 treble, 7 US double crochet, all into that next stitch. So that's 1, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, all into the same stitch, 6, and 7. And if you can see, we're making our first shell there. So we've done 7 treble. You can always count to check. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We miss 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. Miss those, and then just work 1 double crochet, it's a US single crochet, in each of the next 7 stitches. So that was 1, that was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there you can see how it's now looking. And we just repeat from the start of our first shell. We'll repeat it 8 times all the way to the end of the side. So now we're missing 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then working 7 treble in the next stitch. So I've just repeated that 8 times. I'm nearly at the end of the side, and if you look back, I have got 8 shells. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there's our starting corner. So we've repeated that 8 times, 7 treble in one stitch, miss 3 stitches, and then 1 double crochet, US single crochet in the next 7 stitches. And now to finish this side, we're going to do 1 more shell. So we miss 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and work 7 treble all into the next stitch. 1, 2, 7. So if we have a little look back, we can see the 7 treble, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now we miss 3 stitches to anchor that shell into place, like we have done with all the others. So 1, 2, 3. But now we're working 1 double crochet, that's a US single crochet, in each of the next 4 stitches. And this is just so that our sides, our corners are even and matching all the way round. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so we're just doing double crochet in the next 4 stitches, and that should leave you with 3 stitches at the end of the side before our corner chain space. 1, 2, 3. We're missing those 3 stitches, and into the corner chain space we're doing 4 treble, 2 chain, 4 treble. Okay, so that's 4 treble, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now we work 2 chain. This is our little corner chain space of the blanket, and we're working another 4 treble all into the same corner chain space. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and this just gives us a really nice sort of shell going around the corner. It's a nice way to finish the side and get started on the next side. And now we repeat exactly what we've done from the beginning of the previous side. So we miss 3 stitches. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1 double crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and now we start working our shell. So we miss 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 7 treble in the next stitch. So miss 1, 2, 3, 7 treble all in the next stitch. There's another shell, the first one of this next side. Miss the 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and 1 double crochet in the next 7. And we'll repeat that 8 times to the end of the side, and you can see that's another side completed. And we'll repeat that on the next 2 sides all the way around, and I'll show you how we finish the round when we get there. So I've just done my very last shell on the last side, so missing 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 1 double crochet, US single crochet in the final 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there should be 3 stitches left on this side, 1, 2, 3, and then we're back at the starting corner chain space, and we have 4 treble in there already, including our starting 3 chain. So now we skip these last 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and we're working 4 treble in this last corner chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're making 2 chain, and then we're slip stitching to the top of our starting 3 chain. 1, 2, 3, going under both strands, make a slip stitch into that starting 3 chain to close the round. Okay, so we fasten off, pull the yarn through, and that is round 55. That is the first round of our wavy shell stitch, and we have the shells going all the way round, and then our corners looking like that. So now we turn the work and we join with a new colour, and I'll show you what to do. So we've turned the work and we now have the wrong side of the blanket facing us, and we join yarn D, which for me is the yellow colour, into any corner chain space of the blanket, and then we make 3 chain. 1, 2, 3, and that 3 chain counts as 1 double crochet, US single crochet stitch, plus 2 chains. So you may want to put a stitch marker in the base of that chain, because that is where we'll be crocheting into, slip stitching into at the end of the round to join it. But for now we've made 3 chain, and we work 1 double crochet, US single crochet into the same corner chain space. And now on this next round, round 56, we are simply working 1 double crochet stitch, that's US single crochet, in each stitch around. So just go all the way around in each stitch with 1 double crochet. I'll show you what we do when we get to the shells. We just literally crochet into every treble stitch from the shell. So here we are at our first shell, and we literally crochet into each of the stitches, going all the way around the shell. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this one's quite loose, this last one of the shell, but just work your double crochet into that final stitch and then carry on. 1 double crochet, US single crochet in each stitch around, and when you get to the corner chain spaces, then you just work 1 double crochet, 2 chain, 1 double crochet. So continue all the way around. So I've gone all around, and I've literally got 4 stitches left to do on this very last side. And if you remember, I said that that starting 3 chain, the first chain of that 3 chain counted as our first double crochet stitch. So there's the starting 3 chain, and we slip stitch into the base of that, going under these 2 strands to slip stitch and close the round. There you go, and that's the end of round 56. So we fasten off the yarn and then just pull that through, and then I will turn the work and show you what it looks like at the front. And you can see there we have the shells, and now we have this contrasting colour going all the way around. So we start round 57 with the right side of the blanket facing us, and we join yarn E, which for me is the storm blue colour, into any corner chain space. So you can see there are the corner chain spaces that we made when we worked the 1 double crochet, 2 chain, 1 double crochet into the corner chain space. We created a corner chain space. So in this we join the yarn, and then we make 3 chain, which just like before counts as 1 double crochet. So this will be the stitch that we slip stitch into at the end of the round, plus 2 more, so that's 3 chain. So counts as 1 double crochet and 2 chain, and then we work 1 double crochet, so US single crochet, into the same corner chain space. And so now what we do is we do 1 double crochet, US single crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what we do is we miss just 2 stitches because we're going to make a smaller shell at the start of each side. So we're missing just 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then we're working 5 treble all in the next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is how the side is now starting. So it's a smaller shell, so we've got 5 treble in that stitch. Then we miss 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then we just work 1 double crochet, US single crochet in the next 7, which is just like what we did on round 55. Just 1 double crochet in 7 stitches, but this one is going around the shell from round 55. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've gone with 1 double crochet around that shell from round 55. And so now we are just like in our first round of this wavy shell stitch. So from round 55 we now miss 3 stitches and we're doing 7 treble in the next stitch. So miss 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we do 7 treble all in the next stitch. 1, 2, 6, 1 more, 7. And if you have a look, that will sit in the middle between those 2 shells from round 55. So we miss the next 3 stitches now, 1, 2, 3, and then just work 1 double crochet, US single crochet in the next 7 stitches, which is going around that shell. 7. And now you can see what is happening. So we are just doing double crochet stitches around the shells from round 55 and then working a new shell in the central stitch between them. We've done 7 around this shell, so now we miss 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and 7 treble in the next stitch, and continue doing this all the way to the end of the side. So I've just done my 8th shell made of 7 treble, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then there was our starting shell which was a little bit smaller. So when you've done 8 of the 7 treble shells, you should have a little way to go on this side. You've got 1 more shell from round 55 to go around. So it's 1 double crochet in the next 7 stitches after the shell made. So that's 1, 2, 3, 7. And at the beginning and end of each side, we've got a shorter space between the 2 shells, the corner chain space shell and this shell, so we make a smaller shell. So just like when we started this side, started the round, we just missed 2 stitches and then work 5 treble into the next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we miss 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then work on double crochet in the final 4 stitches of the side. that's 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So now we're at the end of our side, and we work 1 double crochet, 2 chain, 1 double crochet, all in that corner chain space, and then we carry on as we did at the start of this first side. 1 double crochet in the next 4 stitches, miss 2 stitches, 5 treble in the next stitch, miss 2 stitches, 1 double crochet in the next 7 stitches going around this shell, miss 3 stitches, and then 7 treble in the middle of those 2, and just carry on all the way around. So I'm just at the very end of our very last side. I've just done 5 treble because the shells just nearest the corner are smaller than the rest of the shells. So I'm missing 2 stitches, and then I'm doing 1 double crochet, US single crochet in the final 4 stitches. 3, 4, and remember that very first chain of our starting 3 chain counted as our first double crochet, so we're slip stitching in there to join the round, and then we fasten. Our blanket's getting really big now, so it's really tricky to show you everything, but that you can see so far are the first 3 rounds of our wavy shell stitch. So the first round in the blue, which was the shells, and then the 7 treble stitches, double crochet stitches rather, in between. Then we had the double crochet going all around, and now we have our next round of the shells sitting in between the shells from round 55. So you can really see it starting to come together nicely. So we now move on to row 58, round 58, and we turn the work. Okay, so we turn the work so that the wrong side of the blanket is facing, ready for round 58, and we join yarn A, or the same colour as your first round of this wavy shell stitch. So the colour that you used for round 55, I used yarn A, that's the colour we're now going to join for round 58. So join that colour into any corner chain space and make 3 chain. 1, 2, 3, which again, like most of the rounds in this wavy shell stitch, counts as our first double crochet stitch, that chain there, which is where we'll be slip stitching into at the end of the round, plus 2 chain. So we work a double crochet, US single crochet into the same corner chain space. And this round, just like round 56, very easy. We are literally crocheting 1 double crochet stitch, US single crochet stitch in each stitch around, and that includes just going around each shell that we've created in the round before. So 1 double crochet in each stitch around, going all the way around each shell. And remember that at the end of each shell there is that loose stitch there. It's just the nature of shells that it's always a slightly looser stitch there, but that's okay. It will all come together nicely, and just continue around with 1 double crochet, US single crochet in each stitch. I'll just turn it around so you can see it from the front. That is what it's looking like. And when you get to the corner chain spaces, as before, just work 1 double crochet, 2 chain, 1 double crochet, and then when you come back along here on the final side, you're slip stitching into that starting chain, that first chain under those 2 strands to join the round. So keep going all the way around. So moving on to round 59, our 5th round of this wavy shell stitch, we join yarn D, which for me is the yellow saffron colour, If you're using different colours, it's nice for it to be the same colour as this second round that we did, so round 56. So join that colour into any corner chain space and then make 3 chain, which counts as the first treble US double crochet stitch of this next round, round 59. And now we work 3 treble into the same corner chain space. That's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. So in total, just like in our first round, the light blue, so round 55, we're creating a sort of shell in the corner, and this is the first half of that shell, which is 4 treble, obviously the first chains counting as a stitch. And now this is very similar to round 55, but obviously the placement of the shells will be a little bit different at the start of the side. So we start round 59 with miss 3 stitches and then 1 double crochet US single crochet in the next 8 stitches. So miss 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 double crochet US single crochet in the next 8 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. And now we've got our yarn to the right stage of the side, and we're just going to be working in 7s now, just like previously. So we miss 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then work 7 treble stitches US double crochet all in the next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And if you have a look, that will be sitting directly above the shell from round 55. That is the placement of the shells. We now miss 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then work 7 double crochet, US single crochet around that shell from the previous rounds. And 7. And that is now what it looks like. And we just repeat that from the start of the first shell. We miss 3 stitches, 7 treble in this stitch, miss 3 stitches, 7 double crochet, US single crochet around that shell, and repeat all the way to the end of the side. So I've just completed my last shell of this side. Should be 9 in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then there's our starting corner. So once we've done 9 shells, because we're coming to the end of the side and we want all the corners to balance, we're now going to be missing 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then working 1 double crochet US single crochet in the next 8 stitches. So instead of 7, we're now doing 8 at the end of this side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then there should be 3 stitches left. 1, 2, 3 before the corner chain space. We miss those 3 stitches, and in our corner chain spaces we are working 4 treble US double crochet. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make 2 chain, 1, 2, and then 4 further treble into that corner chain space, and that gives us that nice shell in the corner. 2, 3, and 4. So now we're ready to start our next side, and we can repeat what we have done on the first side. So we miss 3 stitches, 1 double crochet in the next 8, and then do our shells as we have done in 7s for the rest of the side, and continue all the way around. So I've just completed the very last shell of our final round, and I've done the 8 double crochet US single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we now should have 3 stitches left on the end of the side, which we have 1, 2, 3. We miss those 3 stitches and then just work 4 treble, that's US double crochet stitches, into this final corner chain space, so that this corner matches our other corners, looking like a nice shell sitting in that corner. That's 1, 2, 3, 1 more, and that's 4. Then we make 2 chain, 1, 2, and to end the round we slip stitch into the top of our initial 3 chain. So that's 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into the top chain to join the round. Pull through, here we go. Fasten off and then pull the yarn through, and that is round 59 completed. I think it's looking rather lovely, and we turn the work now, ready for round 60. So for round 60 we make sure that the wrong side of the blanket is facing us, and we join yarn E into any corner chain space. For me that's the storm blue. If you're using a different colour, it's nice to have it matching the third round of this wavy shell stitch. So join the yarn into any corner chain space and make 3 chain, and round 60 is just a repeat of round 56 and round 58, where we literally work 1 double crochet US single crochet in each stitch around, and our starting 3 chain counts as 1 double crochet US single crochet plus 2 chain, and then we work another double crochet US single crochet into that corner chain space, and now we literally crochet all the way around with double crochet US single crochet stitches. So 1 double crochet stitch in each stitch around, and then remember when we get to the corner chain spaces we work 1 double crochet, 2 chain, 1 double crochet into the corner chain spaces. And so we're nearly at the end of round 60, where we've just worked 1 double crochet, US single crochet in each stitch around, and then we slip stitch to the first chain from our starting 3 chains. It's the chain at the bottom, slip stitch there to join. This time though we don't fasten off, because we're going to carry on in round 61 with the same colour. So we simply turn the work, ready to start on the next side. So I've turned the work, blanket's now facing us, ready to start round 61, the final round of week 10. And we've done 6 rounds of the wavy shell stitch, so that's round 55, 56, 57, 58, 59 and 60. We've done 6 rounds and it's looking really lovely. And we're carrying on in the same colour as round 60, so we haven't fastened off. And what we're going to be doing in this next round, round 61, is we're going to be sort of straightening off this edge, ready to carry on with the blanket. So we'll be doing treble stitches in between the shells, and then obviously shorter stitches as we go around the top of the shells, just to straighten off the rows. So we start round 61 with 1 chain, that counts as our first double crochet, US single crochet stitch, and now we carry on with 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. You can see it's the next one. We've turned the work and this 1 chain counts as the first stitch of the next round. So we go into the next stitch, so 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Then we do 1 half treble, US half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. And now we're on that long straight bit between the shells, and we're going to be doing 1 treble in each of the next 8 stitches. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now we're going to be sort of doing some shorter stitches to level it off going around the shell. So in the next 2 stitches we're doing a half treble, so it's 2 half treble, 1, 2, then 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 2 half treble as we come around the other side of this shell, 1 and 2, and then in between the shells we're doing 7 treble. So 7 treble along this next row of stitches, 1, 2, 6, 7, and as you can see, if we look back now, we have straightened off that edge between the shells. Ready we will be to start the next round. So just carry on like that. So carry on repeating this all the way to the end. So we have 1 half treble in the next 2 stitches, then we have 1 double crochet in the next 3, 1 half treble in the next 2, and then we have the 7 treble between the 2 shells. And if you carry on like that towards the end, you will straighten off the edges as shown. So carry on. So we're nearly at the end of our first side, and the last long run of treble stitches should be 8 in total. So we've been working 7 in between the shell stitches all along, and I've done 7 after this one. There's my last half treble stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But we need to do 1 more at the end of the side just to keep everything nicely balanced, so that we have 8 in total. So 1 more treble after that final one of 7. And now we're working up towards the corner, so 1 half treble in the next 2 stitches. And that should leave us with 3 stitches, which as you can see it does. And then we do 1 double crochet, US single crochet in each of the last 3 stitches. So 1, 2 and 3. And then on this round, in each corner chain space, we're simply working 1 double crochet, US single crochet, 2 chain, and then another double crochet. And now we're ready to go back or go on the next side. But if we look back along what we've done, you can see now that it's really leveled out that round. So we've got a pretty straight edge ready to start the next round later on. So carry on each side doing exactly what we've done, and we start the next side with 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2 and 3, and now we repeat as we have done all the way along. So 1 half treble in the next 2 stitches. Then we have the long run of 8 treble, reach into that first one. Then the 2 half treble, 3 double crochet, 2 half treble, and then between the shells going across the side, we have the 7 treble. So carry on all the way around. So at the very end of our final side on this last round of week 10, I've just done 7 treble, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we do 1 more because we're coming to the end of the side. So 1 treble Now 2 half treble and then there's 3 double crochet in those final 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. So now there's one more corner chain space on this final round. So in the corner chain spaces, 1 double crochet, 2 chain, 1 double crochet. And after this final corner chain space, we're back to the start of the round, and remember that 1 chain, the little 1 chain we made that you can see there, counted as the first double crochet, US single crochet stitch. So after the final corner chain space, we just slip stitch, insert the hook into that first chain that we made at the start of the round, and work a slip stitch into that chain to join the round. And there we go. So we now fasten off the yarn and pull through, and there we have it. We have done our wavy shell stitch in week 10, so 7 rounds in total, but gives a really lovely effect to our blanket. So I hope this tutorial, it's been quite long, it's actually quite a simple stitch, but I hope that I've been able to talk you through it step by step. Thank you for watching.